Let's get right into it, because the fashion world just handed Meghan Markle something the British tabloids could never control: respect. Genuine, high-level industry respect. Balenciaga's creative director, Pierpaolo Piccioli, didn't just post Meghan, he celebrated her. He didn't just repost her Harper's Bazaar cover, he uplifted it. And in doing so, he sent a message that the haters have been trying desperately to silence for years. Meghan is a fashion force, a cultural force, and a woman whose influence is recognized globally, whether certain people like it or not. When the creative director of a major luxury house publicly shares your image, unprompted, unforced, and full of admiration, it means something. Piccioli shared Meghan's Harper's Bazaar cover alongside a candid photo of the two of them embracing and smiling. And instantly you could feel the meltdown beginning in the usual corners of the internet. Why? Because nothing annoys Meghan's professional haters more than actual industry leaders praising her. This wasn't a PR team. This wasn't a fan edit. This wasn't hype created by tabloids grasping for clicks. This was a respected designer using his own platform to say, "Look at this elegance, look at this artistry. This is Meghan." And that, my friends, is what shuts critics down faster than any debate. The Harper's Bazaar cover alone had the British press in an absolute frenzy. Why? Because Meghan pulled off something the royal PR machine has failed to do for years. She made headlines without even trying. She wasn't posing for attention. She wasn't selling anything. She wasn't doing a royal rollout. She simply appeared on a cover, serene, confident, powerful, and the ripple effect was global. But what made it even worse for her critics? She looked stunning in a minimal sculptural Balenciaga silhouette that amplified everything the press pretends she doesn't have: class, poise, and star power. And the moment Piccioli shared it, the narrative shifted from "Meghan's bragging again" to "Oh, fashion royalty sees her, they value her, they admire her." You know the drill. Meghan appears anywhere, critics scramble. Manufactured outrage starts headlines, flood with nonsense like, "She's showing off." Who does she think she is? She's making it about herself. But this time, they ran straight into a wall because the designer himself made it clear. This wasn't Meghan begging for attention. This was Balenciaga saying, "We choose her." Nothing shuts down manufactured outrage faster than the source confirming admiration. The fashion industry doesn't entertain the drama. They don't bend for tabloids. And they definitely don't take instructions from Twitter trolls hiding behind Union Jack avatars. Piccioli's post was basically a diplomatic way of saying, "She looks incredible. Stay mad." Here's the truth nobody in the British media will admit. Meghan threatens their entire ecosystem. She's not supposed to be the woman designers want to dress. She's not supposed to be the woman who sells magazines. She's not supposed to be the woman creative directors post, praise, and celebrate. In their minds, Meghan's role is to fail, to struggle, to decline in relevance, to be boxed into the narrative they built for her, the one where she loses influence the moment she steps away from royal life. But instead, she's thriving, she's booked, she's admired, and she's being recognized by the people who actually matter in fashion. That's why every time Meghan makes a move in the creative world, the headlines in the UK suddenly look like emotional diary entries. Why is she everywhere? She's overshadowing the royals again. Why won't she stay quiet? Because she doesn't need a crown to command attention. She is the attention. Balenciaga's aesthetic fits Meghan like a glove because it reflects her entire evolution post-royal life. Gone are the days of playing by palace dress codes. Gone are the stiff, outdated rules dictating hemlines and sleeve lengths. Meghan today leans into sleek silhouettes, sculptural shapes, strong lines, modern minimalism fabrics that move with purpose. Piccioli chose to highlight that because he sees exactly what fashion insiders see. A woman who isn't using clothes to beg for approval, but to express self-assurance. That level of self-definition terrifies the tabloids. They can't weaponize a woman who knows her worth. People forget this. Meghan has long-standing credibility in the fashion world even before the royal machine tried to swallow her whole. She supported small designers early. She elevated ethical brands. She collaborated with real creatives. She's comfortable in front of a camera. And most importantly, she isn't performative about it. Fashion respects authenticity. It respects women who aren't trying too hard. That's why these designers keep gravitating toward her, and why Piccioli's post landed the way it did. He wasn't introducing Meghan to high fashion. He was simply affirming her place in it. Predictably, the UK tabloids tried their best to twist the moment into negativity. Articles popped up accusing Meghan of attention-seeking. Others claimed she was overly polished. Some insisted she was showing off in designer clothing during difficult times. But Piccioli's post killed all that noise because it answered the question at the root of their manufactured outrage. Is Meghan relevant? Does the industry actually rate her? Does she have cultural impact outside the royal family? And the answer clearly, yes, loudly, globally, undeniably. The press wanted Meghan to look desperate. Instead, the designer made her look iconic. This is what critics don't understand. Luxury houses don't align themselves with public scandals. They don't associate with people who damage their reputation. They don't amplify someone who lacks influence. Balenciaga, like every major fashion house, calculates carefully. They understood exactly what they were doing when they uplifted Meghan. She resonates internationally. She embodies modern femininity. She represents evolution, not stagnation. She holds cultural power without needing an institution behind her. Fashion houses don't chase noise, they chase legacy. And Meghan has legacy written all over her. Let's talk about the candid photo he shared where Meghan and Piccioli are smiling warmly, leaning in, arms around each other. That moment speaks volumes. There's ease, there's familiarity, there's respect. This isn't a cold backstage greeting, it's genuine connection. And nothing infuriates Meghan's detractors more than real relationships that they can't dismantle. They thrive off conflict. They crumble at evidence of warmth. Every time the British media tries to erase Meghan's influence, someone in the real world, Hollywood, activism, philanthropy or fashion proves the opposite. Piccioli's post wasn't random. It wasn't minor. It wasn't forgettable. It was a stamp of approval from a global tastemaker. And it's impossible to spin that into failure, no matter how hard the haters try. Meghan went from wearing outfits that required palace approval to being embraced by the people who define fashion direction worldwide. That's a huge shift. She left the most restrictive environment imaginable, one where clothing was policed, where colour coordination could cause internal tension, where even nail polish shades were debated, and now she's celebrated for embracing her style on her own terms. And isn't that what growth is supposed to look like? Moving from limitation to liberation, from control to creativity, from censorship to expression. Meghan didn't lose status when she left. She gained freedom, and with that freedom came influence. Designers don't read the Daily Mail for direction. Stylists don't follow tabloid narratives. Creative directors don't make decisions based on royal gossip. They care about innovation, narrative, identity, artistic presence. Meghan brings all of that effortlessly. You know what she doesn't bring? Scandal, controversy, or the chaos the media tries to pin on her. Fashion sees through noise. That's why they keep choosing her. Let's be honest, the panic isn't about one cover or one designer. It's about the undeniable reality. Meghan has staying power, influence, relevance, and a future that doesn't need a royal title. Every time her name trends without palace involvement, someone at a British tabloid headquarters loses sleep. Because the narrative they built, the one claiming Meghan would fade away once she left the UK, just keeps collapsing. And Piccioli's celebration of her is yet another brick removed from that collapsing structure. This is where the bitterness really comes from. Meghan is winning without the institution that tried to dim her. She's winning without begging for acceptance. She's winning because she's talented, stylish, strategic, and respected by people who operate on a global scale, not just on front pages of outdated newspapers. Her critics wanted her dependent. They got independent. They wanted her silenced. They got amplified. They wanted her forgotten. They got internationally celebrated. That's why the backlash is so emotional. This Balenciaga moment is more than a flattering designer repost. It's foreshadowing. It signals new partnerships, deeper creative involvement feature, covers high fashion, relationships, opportunities the press can't sabotage. Meghan will continue to rise because she moves with intention, not desperation. And the fashion world is clearly ready to embrace whatever chapter comes next. Pierpaolo Piccioli didn't just shut down haters. He made a statement that echoes far beyond a single Instagram story. Meghan Markle isn't a trend. She's part of the cultural moment. And moments like this remind us that no amount of tabloid noise can drown out genuine admiration. Meghan's influence is not manufactured. It's earned, it's recognized, it's validated by people who shape art and culture worldwide. So let the critics complain, let the tabloids spiral, let the bitter accounts fume. Because while they're busy being outraged, Meghan is busy being iconic. And designers, actual industry giants, are applauding her every step of the way.